So far, we've gone 2 spiders and helmets. I guess spiders, for your knowledge, are just like balloons on your shoulders. And then yesterday, or I guess a couple days ago, we had Sunday we had our first pads practice. Again, we're not allowed to wear thigh boards, which I'm not really excited and happy about. Kids are looking at us like we're crazy going out there in helmets and shoulder pads without having thigh boards. But that's the rules. It's not real safe. I think it's a safety issue for our kids, so I'm not happy about that. But we had a great practice. Our kids are playing fast right now. As fast as I've seen them play. You lose a lot of great players in the NFL. You go, okay, what's it going to look like? But our kids are, we got a different team. This is a 2021 team. I just love their attitude right now. They are locked into it. I hope you see that in your first 7 periods today. You'll have a chance to see a little bit. But they're serious. They're locked in, and I'm happy. So questions, I'll let you get going.
Why can't you wear thigh boards, and when will you be able to wear them?
We'll be able to wear them with full pads. So, there's been all this name, image, and likeness talk. We've had, the NCAA made a new rule that we're only allowed to have 9 days in full pads. We're allowed 9 days. So that's, 9 days to tackle. You got to learn how to tackle and learn how to break a tackle in 9 days. Otherwise, you don't get it. When we're in shells, it's just helmet and shoulder pads, nothing else. But you know how you are when you're out there in helmet and shoulder pads, you get a knee, a helmet, someone falls down, knees you in the thigh, and it's just a safety thing. So, during the season, I think when we do shells, we're allowed to, I'm screaming at guys if they don't put their thigh boards in during the shells period during the season, but this is our preseason rules. So that's kind of what that is. And again, the NCAA made a great decision by giving us spider pads. We go out there in shorts and we're doing a little bit of teamwork against each other, real slow outside stuff, but still hurt a shoulder. Every camp we get 2 or 3 guys that get nicked up with a shoulder because someone got a helmet on the shoulder and they have absolutely no protection. So the NCAA did a great job at letting us have that, but then something else got messed up.
How do you overcome the lack of faith? How do you?
It's like we talk. We'll have what we call thud, and you better do a good job thudding up. Okay, don't think, I'm going to get it in my pads practice tomorrow. So every thud, every pads practice is going to be critical. Don't think, I'll get it tomorrow. There might not be one tomorrow. It used to be we could have as many pad days as we wanted. You base it on, you base it on what your kids needed. Number one, you base it on how they practiced the day before. You base it on their health, and maybe we need to cut back and just thud it up and not tackle today. But you get 2 or 3 in a row. You're not allowed to have any more than 2 pads days in a row. Back in the day, we used to have doubles. We used to go pads in the morning, pads in the afternoon. That would be it. That's all you're allowed. So things are limited.
And how difficult can that be for the offensive line when you're trying to establish like a nastiness up front?
I think it's okay for the O-line and the D-line. I think it's okay. I think you can still block. We're staying off the ground. I think it's really tough on the tackling part because that's, I think you'll see, I think that's going to be the key. Who does the best job at coaching in the thud periods? You got 18 days out of your 25 days is what you're allowed to have. So 18 out of 25 are, you're allowed to put a shoulder pad, but only 9 out of 25 in full pads. So that's what we're doing.
How many full pads days did you do previously?
Gosh, I don't even know. It used to be first 2 days in spiders, then 2 days in shells, and then you can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. And I think you had to have three spiders. So later on in camp, usually the day before scrimmage, you do it. So I don't remember what the rules were, but it was very easy to design practice. What football questions do you have?
You mentioned speed. You're playing fast. Is that just because of the athletes, or is that knowledge of what you're doing? Why is it that you're playing?
It's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of having the athletes and getting our guys know what to do. You got a spring ball in. Last year it's like you forget how little we had. Now you have a spring ball in. You got a good summer period in where the kids are out there doing 7-on-7. You see less busts. Just cut down on a lot of different mistakes, whether it's pre-snap penalties, pre-snap alignments. We're just a lot further along right now after day 3. Now we got to keep the pace. I think that's mostly sustaining and being consistent through 25 practices.
You did see some action on Sunday. Who stood out?
Who stood out? Izzy stood out. Rodney Hammond, true freshman, stood out in the backfield. Receivers stood out. It's hard for the D-line to stand out, the O-line, so I won't even talk about them because they're spiders and you're not tackling anybody. Phil Campbell, Cam Wright, stood out to me. John Patrician, Wendell. Really a lot of guys stood out. You did some good things. It's going to come down to who's consistent. In the back end, A.J. Woods had a nice day. Marquez, to me, had a really, really nice day out here the other day. he did some great things. Had a nice what we call blind pass breakup. Shot battle, MJ Devonshire. So I can go on and on. I mean, again, it's going to be who sustains it.
When you guys get full pads on Thursday, you think that'll be big for the linemen, both sides? Or?
Oh yeah, you only get 9, and I don't think we're going full pads the next day. So, but that'll be at Heinz Field, so you guys will see that at Heinz Field. Maybe give you a bigger look if EJ lets you. Be up to EJ whether you can watch any or not. But no, that's going to be a big game. I mean, it's pads. I mean, and that's why these thud periods. We can't go into Thursday like, hey, coach, I never tackled before. No, we've been teaching you how to tackle by staying up. And I also think it's tough on the running backs because it's a two-way street. Running backs aren't dropping their pads like you might in a game, because if you drop your pads, and the defense guy knows somebody we're in live. Okay, so to me, when you're going thud, it's got to be a truce between the running back and the defenders. That hey, you don't drop your head, I won't try to take your knees out. So,
you mentioned a lot of the linebackers that stood out the other day. Do you feel this is the deepest group you've had at linebackers since you've been here?
No question about it. I mean, a few years ago, I remember looking out on that field about right near about that clock. I was like, where is everybody? Like, where are they? Like, we didn't have any. But yeah, it's a deep group, and try to get a lot, good look at a lot of guys. Like Dolly had a nice day the other day as well. I didn't mention his name. Leslie Smith, shows spurts. He still doesn't know how to practice. He's taking people out. I mean, but that goes with reps and knowing what to do. So
if you can't coach or practice the kind of physicality you want to have in a game a lot of the time, does that make it more important to have guys coming in that sort of have that innately, that you're not trying to coach that up?
Yeah, I mean, you better. I mean, hopefully we recruit some football players, but we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be, we're going to be physical. I don't care if we gave us 2 pads a day. We're going to find a way. We'll be physical. It won't be we'll be physical. We're going to tackle. That's the 9 practices won't be excused. Everybody's got the same. So we're going to make do. We got great coaches, and we'll get that done.